What we're going to cover right now is the if statement, but I'm going to use a card structure that I just created and some functions. So I've included IOStream because we're going to be outputting information to the screen. I'm using string because I'm storing the suit abbreviations and the value abbreviations in strings inside of that structure for card. I'm using random numbers, so I am including C Standard Library and CTime. So first thing I did was create a card structure called card. I have two constants in there. Later on, I might be able to show you a better way of doing this, but for now, we have two constants inside of card, both of them strings. I named them suit abbrev and value abbrev, and suits are clubs, diamonds, hearts, and spades, and values are 2 through ace for a standard set for a standard playing card. And then I created my data members for this card of suit and value. Those are the two things that will dictate whether, what this card is. So a suit of 0 will be a club, because that's the 0th position in suits, and a value of 12 will be an ace. So this will be an ace of clubs. And then I have two functions. One that is giving me the card's abbreviation. So if I sent in a card, which might be 3-7, well then if it did, it would give me something like the 9 of spades as an answer, returned as a string. Then I have a random card, which just returns or sets the card that you're passing in to equal a random card. So you can go check these things out afterwards, but let's go into this program. And I randomized my number generator. I created two cards. And then I just outputted this abbreviated card in 3 different ways. One, I just tried to send out the suit and the value in suit of the card, of card 1. Now it should be 12-0 because the value is 12 and the suit is 0. So I should get 120, what looks like 120 out on the screen. The next line is a little bit trickier. I have card 1's value abbreviation. That's this. And then at, remember we talked about the at function, gives me a position in that string. At card 1's value. Well, card 1's value is 12. At 12 in value abbreviation is that A. So this will be an A. And then card 1 suit abbreviation is this, and at suit, which is 0 for card 1, that'll be the C. So what I should get out of this is the ace of clubs. And then I just package it into a function, card abbreviation. Same basic line, but it's returning a string. If you go down below, you'll see it creates this abbreviation string, and then it grabs the same thing, that ace gets into here, and the club, the C, gets appended to it, and then I return the AC, and it should return an AC on the screen. So these two lines are basically the same, it's just that this is the code for outputting it yourself, and this is using a function. Then I call the random card function. Random card function just simply gives me a number 0 through however many suits there are, so 0 through 3 for suit, and 0 through 12 for value. So if you come down here, this card in, its value is going to be set to a random number mod the size of that string. So the values, there's 13 of them, so it'll give me some number mod 13 will be 0 through 12. And there's 4 suit abbreviations, so that will give me a suit of 0 through 3. And you can play with it and see how it works. And then I output that card abbreviation for card 1. Now here's the if. And we talked about the if already. So the if is going to ask if this is less than this. Well, this card 1's value is going to be some random value, 0 through 12. This one we already know is 12, right? So this value, this is never going to be true, because whatever this value is, if it's an ace, which is 12, 12 is not less than 12, so this will always be false until we change card 2. So it comes in, and it won't do this one. It'll say that outputting the abbreviation for card 2, which is the ace of clubs, is less than whatever this one is, the 9 of diamonds or the queen of spades or whatever it is. Okay? But then, here, I'm going to use a more complex problem, a more complex Boolean expression. What I want is if the suit and the value are less. So, if the suit of card 1 is less than the suit of card 2, well then the card must be less if the suit is less. Or, if card 1's suit is equal to card 2's suit, so if they're equal, and the values are less, then it's also less. So this is saying something like the ace of clubs is going to be less than the 2 of spades. And that's because the ace of clubs is a club, and clubs are less than spades, S. Because of the way they are in sequence here. Clubs are less than spades. But if I had let's say the ace of clubs and the 8 of clubs, well, now the 8 of clubs will actually be less than the ace of clubs. Okay? So let's take a look at how this runs. I'm going to run it. Let's take a look at the output. So like we said before, that 12, 0, that's the 12 for the ace and 0 for the club. Ace of clubs is the abbreviation. The random card is the 10 of hearts. And it's saying that the 10 of hearts is less than the ace of clubs. That's because the 10 is less than the ace. But it's saying here the ace of clubs is less than the 10 of hearts, and that's because the heart is less than the club. I mean, the club is less than the heart. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. The club is less than the heart. Even though, well, in this case, even though the ace is greater than the 10. So that's just a little bit with if structures. So if something is true, do the first operation. If there's an else, if it was true, it would skip this and go on to the next operation. If this is false, it would skip this one. If there's an else, it would execute it. Okay?